What up? And welcome to my channel. Or welcome back. So today we gonna be making some homemade butter because I didn't know that it was so easy to make. But when I really think about it, I did kind of know. But let's get into the first part. First, like, share, and subscribe. That's the first part. But the first other part, I'm using a 16 ounce of heavy cream. Okay, this is the only ingredient. It's gonna be a 16 ounce of heavy cream. I'm keeping it plain because this is my first time making homemade butter. Okay, I don't want to do too much on my first time, but just know the garlic and herb or something like that is coming. Some kind of herb gonna go with that garlic butter, and I'm gonna do some sort of cinnamon butter, like a cinnamon and brown sugar butter, probably for Bay because he like to eat oatmeal. I used to, but I mean his oatmeal he liked the, I don't know, maybe the apple cinnamon. He liked the apple cinnamon. Oh, anyway, okay, sorry, getting sidetracked. So a 16 ounce of heavy cream. We're gonna whip this up until we can't whip it no more. Now, all I got is a hand mixer because I don't usually bake too much. I do a little something as if you're not new here, you know that. But I just have this. This was gifted to me, by the way, because at a past job, one of my coworkers found out I like to cook, and people get the oh, I got this, I don't even use it, so just take it. So it came in. It's a whole package deal. So it's a hand mixer, it's a processor. So I didn't just do this with the hand mixer because if you do this with your hand mixer, your hand gonna be hurting because this is not a 20-minute process if you're doing it with a hand mixer because this gotta whip until you can't whip it no more. Okay. I emphasize that when I say that. You're going to be whipping this until it can't whip no more, okay? This is also how I make homemade ice cream, okay? Like, if you ever want to make homemade ice cream, I got a recipe. Because I do need to make some more, like an updated recipe too. But, just whip it until you can't whip it no more. When it's whipped like this, like that, like when the pillow, you see how it's whipped? It look all soft. This is the point where you can stop and make ice cream, like when it's that whipped. But no, we whipping it until we can't whip it no more. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to eventually put it in the food processor because after about almost 30 minutes of doing this, and it was still just looking just pillowy soft, and it wasn't looking all blotchy like it's supposed to, like blotched and chunked up, I got impatient, and that was when I decided to go ahead and put it in my food processor and make it simple. Okay? I'm not doing it. We wasn't doing it. Like I said, I don't bake all the time. Eventually, when I get a bigger space, in a bigger kitchen, have more counter space where I can be able to get the mixer where I don't gotta even, all I gotta do is push the button and it's gonna do its thing. The traditional like mixer that most people that bake and, make stuff, the mixer. You ain't gotta do all this. You ain't gonna do it. My hand was hurting after this, It's a lot. Okay. I will not be doing this with my hand no more. When I make butter again, I'm going to do it again in my food processor because once I whipped it up after about 30 to 45 minutes and it still wasn't, chunking up. And then I decided to put it in the food processor. It took like less than 5 minutes, fam. It didn't take long before it wouldn't whip up no more. Like it wasn't even mixing no more. It didn't take long at all. And it really just had me flabbergasted because I was like, you know what? I just did all that arm work just to put it in the food processor and basically did all the hard work just for it to just finish it, basically. I put it in the food processor and it finished it. See, this is it mixing a little bit. But as you can see, it was chunked up already. As soon as I put it in there and start putting it on the button, push the button, it was already blotched up. It was already chunking up. That's what you want, though. Because that butter, when you see the buttermilk at the bottom, that's when you got your butter, okay? Now, you're going to drain that buttermilk out, okay? You're going to drain it out because this is hardened up now. This is the chunks that you wanted. You're going to drain. Now, I made sure I drained it a couple times, actually. So, this was the first drain, and then I did it in the food. I mixed it again in the food processor just to make sure I got all of it out. Either way, we're going to drain all of that buttermilk out. Now, buttermilk can last... I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not sure how long buttermilk can last because I don't use a lot of buttermilk, because I don't use a lot of grease, like frying oil and stuff. So I'm not sure with the buttermilk. I mean, I can make buttermilk biscuits. I could try that. I do got a little bit. Like what you finna see me put in that jar, that's all that I had left. So it's not a whole lot. like you will probably need for buttermilk biscuits. But I'm gonna look at the recipe and see what all it need, because I never made my own biscuits before either. So we're gonna get into that too. But this was, yeah, this was a process. This was definitely a process. Okay. Now you're going to use some ice water or cold water, and you're going to drain and just drain. You're going to drain the hell out of that butter, bro. Okay. Just drain it. Drain all that buttermilk out. Okay. We need all of it out. All of it out before you wrap it up in either your parchment paper, or in my case, I'm using saran wrap. Saran wrap? Yeah, saran wrap. I'm gonna get some parchment paper though. I feel like parchment paper is something that I should, like, for the most part, should have. And I feel like when you're making butter, especially, it just look better in the parchment paper. So just for the aesthetical purposes, I'ma just, I'ma get the parchment paper next time. But, I'ma just go ahead and form it how I want it formed at this point. Just form it, and I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. Okay? And I've already used it. I'm gonna show you at the end. I made a little toasty toast. So, I've already used it, and it's good. Like, I didn't put nothing in it, so of course it's basically unsalted butter. This is homemade unsalted butter. Now you can add whatever seasoning you want to add for it. If you want to add some seasoning to it, you can. Basically, if you want to add, like, because for instance, I thought about adding like a little bit of Himalayan pink sea salt. But I didn't. Like I said, I just kept it simple, because for the next time that I make the butter, I'm going to do some garlic and some sort of herb. Is it herb or herb? Like, I never know which one it is. I just always herb, whatever I feel like saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to put some sort of herb in it but garlic for sure. Okay. Maybe garlic and rosemary. Whatever sound good and whatever really speaks to me. Okay. Because when I go shopping and I pick out stuff, whatever just calls out to me and just sounds good in my head. That's what I just go with. I just kind of go with the flow. I never know until I get to the store and I see it, unless I already pictured it and tasted it in my mind and, But yeah, I just went ahead and formed it. That's how it looked. Okay. Like I said, if you had the parchment paper, you could probably get it a little more square, but that's what it was. And I just refrigerated it overnight. I didn't, you can keep it whipped if you want to. Like, if you basically, once you formed it up, because some people leave their butter out for some reason. I never knew that. Like, do y'all leave y'all butter out on the counter? I've been seeing a lot more people talking about that. I don't know if any black people do. I haven't seen any black people saying that. But I just want to know in general, do you leave the butter? Y'all leave y'all butter out, just period, overnight, like all that? I just want to know. I don't. We put the butter just back in the refrigerator, but apparently some people just leave it out, leave it on the counter, and it just all softened. I won't. So as you can see, since I put it in the refrigerator, it's not softened like other people's butter is, so it didn't go on the toast soft and, just melt on the toast basically, even though the toast was fresh out the toaster. But, it did what it did. I made some butter. This was my first time doing it. And it's easy. All I needed was one ingredient. Next time, I might need 3. Okay? I'm going to do the garlic and the herb. Like, garlic, herb, and the heavy cream. I'm going to try a different heavy cream next time, though. I want to just test that out and see if it's like, something different going around. Because this one I got from Meijer. Maybe I'll try Walmart, I'm going to try it out. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you try this, Homemade butter, We making more things from scratch, fam. Okay? Because inflation is high. Okay? Super high. Okay? 10K, we on the way. I'm going to keep saying it. 10K, we on the way. 10K, we on the way. Okay? But yeah, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.